Have you ever tried Marie Kondo's method? Cleared out your whole house, yet somehow still felt heavy inside? I've been there too. We tidy our drawers into perfect squares, fold clothes like pages in a book, throw away piles of stuff, and then one quiet evening, we suddenly realize the clutter isn't just on the shelves. It lives in the way we think about our belongings, in those invisible threads between us and the things we own. That's why the spark joy method is only the tip of the iceberg. Beautiful, neat, but never quite touching the flow beneath. Today, I want to invite you to step deeper into the spirit of Japanese minimalism, where less isn't the goal, but the path to clarity, sufficiency, and peace. There are 5 timeless hacks the Japanese have practiced for generations, going far beyond the question, does it spark joy? They don't just rearrange your space. They quietly reshape your relationship with everything you have, from how you decide to accept or let go, to honoring the scars of time, filtering possessions through purpose, saying thank you when parting, and building small but lasting habits. If you're ready to go beyond cleaning, if you want a home that reflects your values, supports your goals, and brings peace not because it's perfect, but because everything in it has a reason to stay, then come with me and explore these 5 Japanese minimalism hacks. The things most people are never taught about true minimalism are right here. Shall we begin? 1. Danshari, the 3-step mind revolution. Have you ever stood before your closet, your hand brushing an old shirt, your heart softly stirred, then closed the door because you couldn't decide what to do? We often think decluttering means negotiating with our emotions, but what if there were a way to breathe lighter from the very moment your hand touches the handle? No struggle, no guilt. Danshari is that way. More than getting rid of things, Danshari is a life philosophy. Refuse, eliminate, separate. What makes it different from Marie Kondo's method is that instead of asking, does this item spark joy? Danshari changes the question at its root. Dan means stopping yourself at the threshold of buying or accepting, not just things that don't bring joy, but anything that isn't truly necessary. The moment you stop letting in, life becomes half as heavy. Sha means releasing what has already served its purpose. Even if it still sparks joy, if it no longer supports your present life, you thank it and let it go. Re is the most subtle shift, detaching yourself from your attachment to possessions. So you're no longer defined by what you own, but by how you live. Studies show that people who practice Danshari report 67% less decision fatigue compared to traditional decluttering methods. Why? Because you're no longer constantly evaluating emotional ties with every object. You operate from pure functionality. Does it serve the present or not? Try this. Instead of asking, does this old guitar still move me? Ask, am I actively playing it to serve my life's purpose right now? If the answer is no, that's enough. No emotional wrestling, just a clear, light, calm decision. To be honest, I doubt Marie Kondo ever faced a tangle of might need one day USB cables like mine. But Danshari? Those digital bunnies were cleared before they could multiply, with one simple rule. Anything without a clear purpose today leaves the flow of my tomorrow. With enough practice, you will see Danshari doesn't make you cold toward memories. It teaches you to love them just enough, then place them gently where they belong. No more rooms turned into museums of the past, only space for the present to breathe. And in that quiet openness, you can finally hear what you truly want to live for. If you want to start right now, go to a small corner, a drawer, a shelf. Ask Danshari's question, what no longer walks with me today? Just 3 minutes, 3 decisions, 3 deep breaths, then stop. Don't try to be perfect. We'll keep going, slow but steady. Because beyond Danshari lies an even deeper layer of Japanese minimalism that most people completely overlook. 2. Wabi-Sabi, finding beauty in imperfection. This morning, as I lifted my coffee cup, I noticed a tiny chip along its rim. My first instinct was to think, I should replace it. But then I paused. If I replace this cup, am I also replacing a part of the story that's been with me through so many mornings? Wabi-Sabi isn't the glossy minimalist home you see on Instagram. It's a way of living that embraces imperfection and impermanence. Instead of striving to create a flawless space, Wabi-Sabi teaches us to appreciate things exactly as they are. The wooden table darkened by years isn't something that needs replacing. It's the grain of time, the trace of history, the beauty itself. Long ago, Wabi spoke of the quiet solitude of life close to nature. Sabi named the beauty that blossoms when age and wear leave their marks. Together, they open a perspective where we stop constantly upgrading and start being grateful. And here's the part that might surprise you. Studies from the University of Tokyo show that people living by Wabi-Sabi principles spend 43% less on home renovations and report higher life satisfaction than those who constantly chase perfection. Think about it. Marie Kondo's method still revolves around having the right item. But Wabi-Sabi whispers, what you already have, with its scratches and chips, is already right. That chipped coffee cup isn't a flaw. It's the cup's own story that you hold every morning. This completely changes how we approach minimalism. We no longer curate to reach an image of perfection. We find peace within what's real. In that atmosphere, the breath slows, the gaze softens, the heart unhurried. When you stop hunting for something new to spark joy, you begin to see the quiet joy already here. The faded curtains scattering sunlight, the soft creak of wood beneath your feet, the thin crack across a bowl reminding you that everything comes and goes. You can start right now. No need to buy anything. Look around your room and choose one item that's no longer perfect. A table, a chair, a cup. Place your hand on it and name the feeling. There's a scratch here. Then whisper, and it's still beautiful in its own way. If the urge to replace it rises, try waiting one day. Use that item for another 24 hours and see what changes, not in the object, but in how you see. When Wabi-Sabi seeps into your rhythm of life, your home doesn't need to be new to feel renewed, and you don't need to be perfect to feel whole. You learn to be still, grateful, and gentle with every trace of time, even the ones within yourself. Because minimalism isn't only about having less, but about knowing when enough is truly enough. 3. Ikigai-based possession filtering. Have you ever opened your kitchen cabinet and seen an expensive bread maker sitting there quietly, almost embarrassed? I had a morning like that once. My left hand touched the machine, my right rested on a worn-out notebook. And I suddenly asked myself, if my purpose in life is to write and share ideas that help others live lighter, then which of these truly belongs to me? Ikigai, the reason for being, isn't just about discovering your life's grand mission. It can become a daily filter for everything occupying space in your home and mind. Traditional minimalism often asks, do I need this? But the Ikigai-based filter asks a completely different question. Does this support the reason I'm alive? When the question changes, the answer changes, and so does your home. Here's how it works. The things that stay should align with one of Ikigai's 4 circles. What you love, items that spark your passion. What you're good at, tools that build your skills. What the world needs from you, objects that help you serve. And what you can make a living from, assets that generate income. If something doesn't touch at least one circle, it's taking up the breathing space of what truly serves you. A study of 500 Japanese minimalists found that those who used the Ikigai filter kept 32% fewer items than those who filtered by emotion, yet felt significantly more satisfied with what remained, because every item then carried a clear life mission. Here's a simple example. That expensive bread maker that's almost never turned on. If baking isn't part of your Ikigai, it should go, no matter how much you paid or how much it sparked joy in your imagination. But that humble notebook where you jot down ideas each morning, if writing sustains your reason for being, it deserves to stay, even with its worn cover and plain paper. I applied this to my whole kitchen setup and quickly realized my Ikigai did not include turning zucchini into perfectly spiralized pasta. The spiral cutter cheerfully moved on to another kitchen where it's truly used. You can start today in just 10 minutes. Pick a small area, a kitchen drawer, a desk, a makeup shelf. Ask the Ikigai question for each item. Does it support what I love, what I'm skilled at, what the world needs from me, or what helps me earn a living? If not, give it the chance to live its best version elsewhere, donate, gift, or sell it. Between each decision, take a deep breath, thank the item for the role it once played, then return the space to what truly serves you. When the Ikigai filter takes effect, your home doesn't just become tidier. It becomes a living map where every object points toward meaning, and you realize to feel enough, you don't need more, you just need right. Because sometimes, letting go of an object is simply opening up a little more room to breathe. 4. Mono no aware, the art of letting go. Do you remember the last time you held an old object and felt your heart tighten just a little? Not because it was expensive or rare, but because it carried you back to a season that is past. That feeling, in Japanese, is called mono no aware, a gentle melancholy at the impermanence of all things. If Marie Kondo focuses on what to keep, then mono no aware asks, how do we let go beautifully? It's not about coldly discarding. It's a ritual of acknowledging the temporary role something played in your life, being grateful for what it gave, and releasing it when its time with you is complete. When you shift your anchor from guilt to gratitude, the whole act of tidying changes color. Less guilt, less attachment, more peace. Japanese psychologists have found that those who practice mono no aware experience 54% less guilt while decluttering and are 73% less likely to repurchase similar items later. See? Once you've said a full heartfelt thank you, you rarely go searching for a replica of what's already complete. The practice is beautifully simple. Before letting go, pause for half a beat. Hold the item in your hands and name what it once did for you. Instead of weighing keep or toss, softly say, thank you for being here. Then acknowledge, your time with me is complete. And let the item move on, to serve someone else in a new chapter. Take, for instance, a dress you once wore to important occasions 5 years ago. Mono no aware helps you cherish the confidence it gave you then, while recognizing that chapter has closed. You can release it with love, not loss. I did this with an old box of letters, cards, receipts, even faded movie tickets. Each ticket was an evening, a laugh, a hand held. I touched each one, smiled, whispered my thanks, then kept only 2 or 3 of the tiniest mementos. The rest left quietly, in peace. Strangely, the room didn't just look tidier. My heart felt larger, as if I'd just cleared a corner of time itself. You can begin right now. Choose one sentimental item you've been hesitating over. An old dress, your first work shoes, a stack of magazines from another era. Pick it up, take a deep breath, say a clear thank you, recognize what it supported, your confidence, your joy, your lesson. Then ask yourself, has this chapter reached completion? If it has, let the item live its best life elsewhere. Donate, sell, or recycle it. If you're not ready, place it in a waiting box for 7 days, giving your heart time to catch up with your decision. When you practice a healthy relationship with impermanence, minimalism stops being a battle of win or lose with your belongings. It becomes the gentle art of farewell, so life itself can feel lighter. Letting go isn't losing. Letting go is returning everything to its rightful season. 5. Kaizen. Tiny changes, massive results. If just 5 minutes a day could make your home naturally tidy, your mind lighter, and your heart calmer, would you give it a try? Not a big purge that leaves you drained by Sunday, but small, steady, patient steps. The Japanese call this Kaizen, continuous improvement through actions so small they seem invisible, yet so consistent they can move mountains. When it comes to minimalism, Kaizen is like changing the way you breathe. Each day in just 5 minutes, you observe your relationship with your belongings, what's truly being touched, and what's only sitting there taking up space. The first week, you simply notice what you use often, what you own more than you need. The second week, you focus on a specific group: books, clothes, kitchen items, asking gentle, non-judgmental questions. By the third week, before every decision, you practice gratitude for what each item has given you. And by the fourth week, you build microsystems to keep clutter from returning. A to-leave home basket by the door, a one-in, one-out rule for your closet, 1 minute to reset your desk before shutting down. This paper-thin method creates a solid backbone in your habits. No wonder research shows Kaizen minimalism has a long-term success rate of 91%, compared to just 23% for high-intensity weekend cleanups. Why? Because the brain loves small, digestible changes. You're not fighting yourself. You're walking alongside yourself, slow but steady. I tried it with my wardrobe. Instead of a dramatic one-and-done overhaul, I spent 5 minutes each morning noticing which pieces my hands naturally reached for. After a month, the clothes that truly served my life revealed themselves, and those that only looked good in imagination quietly admitted their excess. No drama, no fatigue, just a thick fog slowly clearing. The best part is, Kaizen doesn't stand alone. It's the heartbeat that makes the 4 previous spines move in harmony. You decide through Danshari, so there's less hesitation. You honor Wabi-Sabi, so perfection no longer pressures you. You filter with Ikigai, so every object has a clear purpose. You say thank you with Mono no aware, so goodbyes feel peaceful. And Kaizen gathers them all, turning insight into daily rhythm. There's an old saying, the one who wants to move mountains begins by picking up pebbles. Kaizen is exactly that habit, steady, kind, and quiet. You can start right now. Schedule 5 minutes today. Take a slow walk around your room, touch 3 nearby items, softly ask, do you serve my life as it is today? Say a word of thanks, then set up a tiny system to prevent them from returning. Tomorrow, repeat, in another corner, 1 breath, 1 step, 1 decision. When we live with intention, our home no longer needs to be perfect to feel peaceful, because everything inside it already moves in tune with who we're becoming. So, we've journeyed together through 5 Japanese minimalism hacks that go much deeper than Marie Kondo's familiar method. The 3-step revolution of Danshari helps you make clear, light decisions. Wabi-Sabi gently opens your eyes to the beauty of imperfection. The Ikigai filter restores every belonging to its rightful role, supporting your reason for being. Mono no aware teaches you to let go with gratitude, not regret. And Kaizen turns all of it into small, steady daily rhythms. Little by little, enough to move even a mountain. Now it's your turn. In your current season of life, which one speaks to you most? The practical decisiveness of Danshari, or the philosophical depth of Mono no aware? Maybe the gentle gaze of Wabi-Sabi, the meaningful map of Ikigai, or the easy 5-minute rhythm of Kaizen? Tell me in the comments. I read everyone and would love to walk beside you on your minimalist journey. If this video helped you see minimalism through a new lens, you can tap like to help the algorithm find its way, and subscribe so we can sit down together again each week. Don't forget to ring that little bell. I promise you won't want to miss what's coming next. Next week, I'll be sharing 7 Japanese cleaning rules for busy people. Simple yet powerful principles that can completely transform how you care for the minimalist space you've just built. I'll see you in the next video.